The water, Barakatah, Kahalayimla Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith in truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly, and Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. What are you going to do when the money system is over with and everything go digital? That's the mindset that you should be in. And I'm talking to the unbelievers out there. Your whole life, you've been chasing the American dream. Your whole life, you actually thought that you could achieve it. And then you realize that it's not that easy to achieve. So then you basically just became complacent with, just working a 9 to 5, and you put all your hope in that. Now you put your hope in your job, in the little money that you get. So money have became your God in this world. So what inspired this video, I was just thinking about, the little bank crashes that happened. They always do test runs to see how the people gonna react, to see how, how they can manage this when they implement this worldwide. Because you got to understand, to bring forth the digital system, they have to crash the dollar system. So don't think that just because it didn't happen to your bank, that it ain't going to happen to you. So for all the people who don't believe in a higher power, and for the ones who do believe in a higher power, you got to understand those religions are man-made, and those religions are of the world. So Jesus of the world, it don't tell you to go against the world. Jesus tell you to go with the world. Muslims, they don't have any end time prophecies. Their book is not the Bible, it's the Quran. So even though they have more discipline than Christians, but they don't know nothing about, the MOTB. Christians read, well, can't say Christians read, that's funny. Christians heard, because of the Hebrew Israelites, about Revelation 13 and 16, the MOTB. So what are you going to do? I know what you're going to do because prophecy says so. You're going to succumb to whatever the devil put in play because you don't have faith and you don't have wisdom. So Proverbs 8 and 10, receive my instruction in not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not compared to it. Because guess what? Wisdom, knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Isaiah 33 and 6. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. When you fear the Lord, you're going to walk a certain way, and you're not going to be scared of a man. Because guess what? Wisdom. Matter of fact, let me say it this way. Guess what else come with wisdom? Understanding that the Most High is in control of everything. See, if you had wisdom, when the system do change and Esau put the squeeze on, and then he make you feel like going through him is the only hope, you would know that, guess what? Time to depend on the faith that I proclaim to have. Because the Lord said that his servants is going to eat and his servants is going to drink. And guess what? You're going to hear the men of the Lord to sound like a broken record because we are in these times. You're going to hear about the Lord provided for his saints, the ones who stand stiffly for his name. You're going to hear about 2/3 going against the grain. You're going to hear about the MOTB, Revelation 13 and 16, the digital implant. You're going to hear about those things because we are in these times. So wisdom is above all the things that can be desired. You can't put a price tag on wisdom. But this is what's going to happen when you put your trust in your own wisdom. So it says, labor not to be rich, cease from your own wisdom. See, most people labor to be rich, you know? Now, when you are a child and you become a teenager, then from high school to adulthood, your mindset, because that's what the world push, is materialism, you know, and to be rich, the American dream. So that's what you strive for. Then, like I said, when you get older, you realize maybe when you get in your mid-20s, matter of fact, in your mid-20s, you're still trying to get there. But then when you get to your 30s and you have a decent job, to say a decent job, you start to realize like, okay, this is what it is. But here's what you do. You realize that the American dream, that you're not going to achieve it. So then you basically, now your job, your decent job becomes your God. Now everything, your whole life center around your job. So much to the point that you got people who will work 72 hours a week just to have some more money in their pocket. And so when you do that, guess what? Where do God get any of your time? And then the world is slipping before your eyes because all you do is work. So labor not to be rich, cease from your own wisdom, because guess what? The other aspect is that you trust in money. You believe that money is going to deliver you from all your problems. Let's read verse 5. Wilt thou set your eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven. And guess what? Those people who had their money in the Silicon Valley Bank, they saw their money fly towards heaven. They saw their money making themselves wings. Because number one, just like the digital, which is going to be more control, but the dollar is in control too, because guess what? When you put your money in their banking system, that's their money. So they don't have, money floating around. They say, you know what? I don't know when people is doing under table work. You got people selling drugs on the side. We got to stop that. So guess what? We just going to do away with the dollar. The dollar is about to become toilet paper. And now we're going to use digital currency, computer money, just money, just numbers in the computer. And that's how it is when you got your debit card. You might just say, for a rich man, it might say $20 million, but it ain't $20 million in your bank account. More like 200,000, But the point is that you trusting in your own wisdom, because this world give you the wisdom. Indoctrination is real. That's why I mention it majority of my videos. Indoctrination is real because you've been indoctrinated to believe that money is the solution to all problems, the resolve to all problems. But this money is unstable. As you see, it could be here today and gone tomorrow. And then most people trust in the banking system. That's why most people have bank accounts. And then, matter of fact, they set up systems that you have no choice but to have bank accounts. Like, who really got money in the saves except for like drug dealers and shit? So you put your trust in the money system, and guess what? Now, the little money that you do have, when they wipe that out and then they give you a solution like, hey, if you take this digital implant, you could have some benefits. You're going to take it. You're going to take it because guess what? You put your hope in this place. You put your hope in this place. That's why Yahweh Shah said this. When you have this mind state, you can't go no wrong. Lay not up yourself treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, like the bankers. First of all, do you understand the paper money that's in your pocket? That is the Federal Reserve notes. That's their money. That's why they put interest on it. They put interest on it for you to use their money. That is a debt. That is a debt system. Everybody that's on the earth is in debt. That's the system that they created. They rule by debt and inflation. You never get ahead. But see, Jake don't know those type of things. I wouldn't know those type of things if I was just a regular man in the world. It took for the Lord to sup with me like he do all the men of the Lord. These are the things that we look into. We ain't into the social media all damn day and video games all damn day. And bread and circus, which is the sports all damn day. So the money that you have in your pocket's not even real money. Money always been things that's important, like cattle, gold, silver, salt. That's where you get the word salary from. Land, things that actually, substances. That's what always been money. Shit, women can become money when it's hard out here. So paper have never ever been money. And when you able to print it out of thin air and call it money, because fiat currency is money backed by nothing, and they circulate it by force. Because guess what? If you don't pay taxes, the IRS is going to get you, put you in jail. And then as you see, but even though we at the end now, so the nations is bucking up. Those who was weak is now saying that I'm strong, Joel 3:9. But at one point in time, if you didn't use the petrodollar, aka the American dollar, you got dealt with. So this currency is circulated through violence. So if you don't come under the dollar system, guess what? You got to pay. And that's the inhabitants of the earth. You don't know no better. See, that's why 1 Corinthians 7:31 said, use the world not as abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. What do that mean? That mean that, yeah, we know that we here. You know that you got to take care of yourself and things like that. But that's it. You shouldn't be out here trying to be all that you can be, like a person in the world. Now, if you can better your situation, of course, duh. But what should be your primary focus? The Lord. But lay up yourselves treasures in heaven. How you do that? By having the Lord your primary focus. When you go to Matthews 22 and 21, it said, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and render unto the Most High what is the Most High's. And that's our faith. That's making our body a living sacrifice. All right, which is our reasonable service. That is what is the conclusion of the matter? Ecclesiastes 12:13. What is the conclusion of the whole matter? Keep the commandments and fear the Most High. That's how you lay up your treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Because guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, we don't have to worry about that. We're going to be the power. But you have to enter to labor in the straight gate to get to the broad, which is a broad field with goodly things. But you have to go through that narrow path to get it. That's how you lay your treasures up in heaven. Realizing that you're going against the current of the world. It's not an easy walk, but it's a worth it walk. And it said, for where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. Your heart is your mind. So your mind, as the scripture said, knowing that these things shall come to pass, what manner of man you ought to be in all holy conversation. 2 Peter 3:11. So what are you going to do when the money that you put your faith in is done away with? Because guess what? As they say, can't let a good crisis go to waste. The next crisis is going to be this money system being done away with. Then what? Now, I speak as a man. I believe it's going to be a famine. Matter of fact, I believe it's going to happen simultaneously. I think it's going to be a crash of the dollar and a famine at the same time. Because to bring people down to their knees, I see it from two ways. Crashing a dollar that you can't buy no food, causing a famine that you can't get no food. And then on top of that, going to your bank one day or going into the grocery store and your card decline. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that I see it. And guess what? That's going to cause that day right there, because it should happen to everybody. That day right there, it's going to be fighting. It's probably going to be killing. Scripture said that people are going to be spoiling and destroying people's houses for the great tribulation and lack of bread. If you don't have faith in the Lord and you trust in this place, you're going to succumb to this. You're going to look like a fool in that day. So it said, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. And that's our people's mind state. Our people is the most materialistic people on the earth. That's why a nigga, he can get a 2,000, like say if he got some money off of his baby mama, off of taxes. Say if his baby mama broke his ass off $2,000, he gonna go and buy clothes for $1,500, and the other $500 is for his weed and alcohol. Nigga broke again. He looked like money though, but he broke. That's our people. So, two things. Our people rather look like money than have money, and our people rather do whatever it takes to get money. And it said, he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. He boasting right now. I got so much stuff, I don't even got nowhere to put it at. What I'm going to do? He said, this will I would do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And this is the sentiment of the rich of our people. The celebrities who sold their soul, people who hit the lotto, you know what I'm saying? Things like, people who are well off. This is the mindset of them. Even right now, though, when the world is crumbling before their eyes. But that's why the scripture said, blessed are your eyes and blessed are your ears, for they see and hear. Because everybody don't got the eyes and the ears to see. And it says, and I will say to my soul, you has much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, you fool, this is the night your soul shall be required of you. And that's another thing that people don't get. Any day you can die. You can wake up, walk outside, get shot up, get mauled by an animal. Jump in your car thinking that you're about to go to the store, to the liquor store to turn up, hit by a semi. Because when I read the scripture, I always think about, that's how the Lord do it. You don't wake up knowing that you're going to die, except if you're on death row in prison. Other than that, you don't wake up and know. There's been plenty of people, who woke up on a Friday night, got dressed up, got lined up, went to the barbershop, talk about they going to hit the club tonight. And guess what? They never left the club. They went to the club and got shot up. They got in a car and got into a car accident. Or they didn't even make it to the club. That's how the Lord do it. So it said, but the Most High said unto him, you fool, this night your soul shall be required of you. Then whose shall those things be which you has provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards the Most High. So laboring. Matter of fact, I'm going to end it on this and then I'm going to speak on it. This is for us, man. This is what the Lord promised us. So let's read it again. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards the Most High. So you got people who grind their whole life, go to school, get their degrees, thinking that they about to be all that they can be, just to die at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because like basically what's going to happen is Esau, Edom, he's a cunning devil, more subtle than any beast in the field, Genesis 3. The same spirit that's in them, you know, he really gave you an illusion that that's the way to go. If you want to make it in life, you be a good slave. You go through my education system. You go to college, get your degrees. We all find out that college ain't what it is, but people still go. And yeah. And if you don't want to take the college route, then you can always sell your soul. So imagine you did all that to get a couple crumbs. And then, as the scripture said, they that is full now shall hunger, and those who laugh now shall weep. What is the point of being filled and laughing to weep in the end? The scripture said that the beginning, the better is the end of a thing than the beginning. So I would rather, not be filled and mourn, and to be filled and to be joyful in the end. So it said, be steadfast in your covenant and be conversant therein, wax old in your work. That's for the men of the Lord. Don't worry about nothing but this work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in your labor. For it is the easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. That's what we got to look forward to. Those who are written in the book of life, those who are predestined to make it. And I hope to be one of those men. Standing stiffly for the name of the Lord. That's what it's all about, because it's about to get hard out here. So you're going to hear the same things. You're going to hear about Jacob's trouble. You're going to hear about the MOTB, the crashing of the money system, standing up for the Lord. 2/3 dying. 2/3 getting rebuked. Because scripture said, warn the house of Israel from me. I have made you a watchman unto them. So we just doing our job. And they said, and the scripture said in Amos 5:10, it said they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. So, hey man, what you gonna do? That's the question. What is you gonna do when the money system, everything that you labor for, it crash in one day? I know what you're gonna do. Scripture said you're gonna take the MOTB. But for the ones who on the fence, who watch videos and think that this is entertainment, you better seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Shalom.